This weekend project starts with some cauldrons from Walmart. They're really inexpensive. Let's start with the first one. This one we're going to set up. It's going to be our base, and then we're going to move to the second one, and we're going to drill a 1-inch hole right inside on the side there. And then on the third one, we're going to drill one in the bottom with nothing cut out on the base. And then we're going to take a 1-inch dowel and cut it to size. What we need to do is also cut out a base. This is going to give us a strong base that we can put the cauldrons on so they won't tip over. I'm just using a scrap 3/4 inch board. I'm going to sand off the sides real quick where I cut, make it nice and smooth, and then I'm going to paint it black. I just need 1 coat of spray paint that will cover it really nice. Make sure I get all the edges also. Next, I'm going to take some hot glue on that dowel when I put it through that second cauldron, and I'm going to glue it down to the bottom, putting that second cauldron at an angle. Then I'm going to put some more hot glue on the sides, and then on the top one, I'm going to seal it off with some more hot glue, and then make sure the sides are done. It actually makes it really strong. And then take the whole piece onto the base with a lot of hot glue. Make sure I'm quick on this, and I'm going to put it in place and hold it down for about 30 seconds to a minute. Now I'm going to take some paper or plastic bags, and I need to use some filler because we don't need this whole thing uncovered. Once I get it nice and full, I'm going to turn some of these fairy lights, and I love these because they got a couple of settings. Using that hot glue again, I'm going to set the base with the batteries and glue it on the back side so that it can't be seen. Then I'm going to take those fairy lights and I'm going to put them all over the bottom and the middle one, using some hot glue to hold them in place because I want some of these lights to drape over the sides. Once I go up to the second one, I'm going to go ahead and put it inside there, gluing it as I go. Then I'm going to grab these ornaments. I love the clear see-through ones and some of these sparkle ones. I'm going to just start filling up the base with it and also going to the second one. Now there's a couple of times I'm going to need to hot glue some of these translucent ones and put them in there. I want to make sure that I put some around the sides, and I'm going to cover up the lights, but it doesn't do any good to cover up the lights if you got the solid ones. So anytime you see a light or a string on the fairy light, make sure you use the see-through clear ones. I'm going to also put some small ones in and put that last one because I'm going to cover this whole thing up. Then I'm going to grab this bubble maker from Walmart. I'm going to set it inside, and then I went to Dollar General and I got a great deal for $5. I'm going to pour in the first bottle, set it in place, turn it on, and look at that. Turn on those fairy lights and it just glows and it makes bubbles. It's something different. Like cauldrons are magically floating and pouring into each other. And also you can use it as a candy dish at that office function. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did making it.
If you have any Christmas ornaments left over from a project from last year like I do, this is the time they're going to come in really handy. So I've taken some of these ornaments that I showed you, and I'm giving them a nice light coat of white flat spray paint. It's time to start thinking about Halloween. And I picked up this cauldron that sits on a base. I'm going to pull it out of the base to work on it, but I want to show you. And all of these fun colored ornaments. Now, if you can't find these locally yet, you can pick up all of these right on Amazon. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut a piece of cardboard, pretty heavy cardboard that will go right around here. And I've put this styrofoam down in here because I need to raise my cardboard up. I happen to have this cardboard box, this craft cardboard box, and I'm going to set that down in there. But if you don't have a box like that, you don't need to buy one. You can put any kind of a cardboard box in here to raise it up, and then just cut a circle of cardboard and put it on top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some low temp glue. Always use low temp glue when you are trying to glue styrofoam because the high temp will melt it. Although you can let it set for a minute, and that will help. And then I'm going to glue that so that it will not move around. Okay, I'm ready to get started, and I have this Dollar Tree pumpkin that what I'm going to do is just break this apart because I want to just fill in a little space before I start gluing my ornaments in. So I'm going to just start. So I'm going to pick some small ones, maybe not too small, like so, along the edge, and then I will put, and I'm not even worried about cutting these things off, but you can see that it's good to use something inexpensive like that dollar store pumpkin to fill in some space there where no one's going to see those ornaments. So you're just going to glue this to the sides of your cauldron, and then you're going to glue it to glue the ornaments to each other. And now that I have that on, I can go and glue this one to the green one. Don't be skimpy with your hot glue. Our cauldron is almost full. It's bubbling over in some places, but I want to show you, this really gives it the look like it is bubbling over. So you don't want it to just end like this, or it just looks like it's ornaments in a cauldron, not bubbling over. So wherever they're going to be touching, you're going to add some glue anywhere that they are going to be touching another ornament. And again, don't worry about the glue. We can peel it off later, or you're going to explain it away as spider webs. And you're just going to hold it there for a few minutes until it sets up. It's going to be a sparkly overflow here. And don't worry about the top of the ornament showing, because I'm going to show you how we're going to hide those all over the top of our cauldron later and add another spooky effect to it. So I'm just going to hold those. These aren't going to stay quite without holding them a little longer, because we're not piling them on top of each other. We're putting them on the sides. So I told you we were not done. And that's because I got these great little battery operated spider lights. And what I'm going to do is just tuck them down in between our bubbles, which are ornaments. And if you really want to, you could hot glue these in as well. I don't want to make them permanent. If they ever quit working, I might want to replace them. And I want to tell you that they have these also that have eyeballs on them. So I'm just going to work around my whole cauldron, adding the spider lights. So I've added my spiders, all my little light up spiders, all over. And now I made sure that my last spider is right here, and the cord just comes right down along our black cauldron. And there's enough of the cord that this is going to go on the bottom of our cauldron. I have this heavy duty stick-on Velcro, and I'm going to stick it right on the back of my little battery pack. So here is my cord coming down. I've tucked it inside the edge of the cauldron base. And then if you look right up there, you can see that I've put the other piece of the Velcro. So I'm going to be able to stick this right up here and tuck that cord up, and I will still be able to push the button to change the settings on. And there's all the one is off, so 8 different settings that my lights have. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. I look forward to sharing this on my table. See you next time right here on Home Talk.